Stop 3. North Wall, banners and posters. Toward the left of this north wall, Jose Resendez's Latin American Manifesto of Harrison High School 2019 hangs from above. It is 6 feet long and 3 feet wide, white canvas with newspapers collaged in the background and black bold text in the foreground that states Latin American Manifesto of Harrison High School 1968. It is our feeling that the Board of Education system tries to make us inferior by its failure to institute Latin American history courses and other social studies that portray our significant cultural contributions. The text follows with 9 student demands scattered throughout the black bold text that state 1. 3 qualified bilingual Spanish American counselors to be assigned by November 1st, 1968. We demand counselors, not disciplinarians. 2. 2 bilingual persons to be assigned as clerks to the office staff, and that 5 bilingual persons be assigned as teachers' aides and 2 bilingual school community representatives. 3. The administration recognizes the soccer team and provide a qualified instructor and necessary equipment for the team's participation in citywide competition. 4. 2 required years of Latin American culture and history and taught by qualified bilingual Latin American teachers. We further demand that books will be used which have an open point of view of history that will contribute to the dignity and respect of Latin Americans. 5. Special programs be developed by local universities to meet the special needs of Spanish-speaking students' problems. 6. A Spanish American assistant principal. 7. Special TESL classes be instituted for the non-English speaking students and that these classes become an integral part of the school curriculum. 8. At least 8 qualified bilingual TESL teachers to be assigned to Harrison High School by October 21st, 1968. 9. This organization of Latin American students of Harrison be recognized by the school administration as an official mediator and bargaining agent for the Latin American students and their problems. At the bottom right corner, a large stamp in red states "Denied" with the seal of Chicago Board of Education around it. A label reads, redesigned from Jaime Alanis's dissertation, The Harrison High School Walkouts of 1968 Struggle for Equal Schools and Chicanismo in Chicago. Personal interviews and graphic campaigns shed light on the student responses to the pressure of assimilation and the stresses of maintaining social and cultural representation in education. To the right of Jose Resendez's banner are Nicole Marroquin's 4 serigraph prints, double hung, creating 2 columns and 2 rows, addressing the Frobo School and Harrison High School uprisings. The serigraph to the top left is Nicole Marroquin's 1968 Harrison Walkouts 2019. This is a 20-inch by 14-inch silkscreen print on purple paper with blue and white designs bordering the print, illustrating the architectural detail of Harrison High School. At the top, the architectural detail starts with an illustration of the roof and then down toward the bottom with the 2 pillars along bottom right and left sides of the print. At the top of the print, blue and white wide text narrow toward the middle of the print. It states, 1968 Carter H. Harrison Technical High School Walkouts Black Mondays. Below the text are 2 blue portraits inside individual circles, and they're next to each other. On the left is a black student speaking into a microphone with Victor Adams written in blue text below the portrait. The blue portrait on the right is a black student looking toward the left, while Sharon Matthews is written in blue text below the portrait. Below these 2 portraits, blue text over a white highlight reads Chicago, Illinois. Starting in the center, narrowing towards the bottom of the print, blue text reads, in September 1968, on the west side of Chicago, a student group called the New Breed at Carter H. Harrison Technical High School demanded more homework, college counseling, more black teachers, and Afro-American history and culture classes. When administration rejected their demands, they organized weekly walkouts they called Black Mondays. By October, Mexican American, and Puerto Rican students had their own list of demands and joined the walkouts, marches, and sit-ins. Harrison students Sharon Matthews and Victor Adams met with student groups throughout Chicago to organize a massive citywide school strike, and on October 15th, 80,000 students and Black teachers walked out of their schools. Their protests forced the Chicago Board of Education into negotiations, which led to a major victory for the movement of community control of CPS. Reimagine schools as sites of social transformation. Below this text in the bottom center, there's white text inside a circle of the print that reads, "Celebrate People's History." Below 1968 Harrison walkouts is Nicole Marroquin's No Coconuts 1973, made in 2017, part of the National Museum of Mexican Art Permanent Collection number 2017.50. This is a 24-inch by 18-inch silkscreen print on powder blue paper with a brown photograph over lavender and yellow swirls coming out of the top center area. In the photograph, an immense crowd of activists march down the street as a homemade banner is held by the crowd in the center of the image. The banner reads, "I oppose a generation of coconuts." To the right of No Coconuts 1973 is Nicole Marroquin's Froebel School Uprisings 1973, made in 2019. This is a 20-inch by 14-inch silkscreen print on green paper with a red and white photo collage of Froebel School student walkouts. At the top corners, green text with a light green background on the left reads Chicago, and on the right reads 1973. In the top center of the print, red and light red bubble text reads Uprising at Froebel School. Below the text is a photo collage outside of the brown Froebel School building with red images of students and organizers marching with picket signs that read, "We want Latin American teachers because they understand our cultures," and text reads, "Puerto Rican Power." At the foreground is a close-up, red image of Lola Navarro, a Froebel School mother and activist, waving the Mexican flag. Below her, green text reads, "Lola Navarro Presente." At the bottom left corner of the print, white text states, on June 4, 1973, students held a walkout at Froebel Branch School at 21st and Damon in Chicago. Along with parents and activists, the students marched for a neighborhood high school that would be responsive to Pilsen's Mexican immigrant community. They demanded Latin American teachers, bilingual education, and culturally relevant curriculum. The demonstration began and protesters were met with hundreds of riot police who descended on the marchers, beating them, some severely. The community continued to fight until Benito Juarez High School opened in 1978. Built in 1885, Froebel School was demolished in 1978. Followed by this text is white bubble text that reads, "Celebrate People's History." Above Froebel School Uprising 1973 is Nicole Marroquin's After the Froebel Uprising 1973, made in 2017. This is a 24-inch by 18-inch silk screen print on a dark red paper with a manila-colored photograph printed over lavender swirls coming out of the top left corner. The photograph centers Rosa Navarro, a young Mexican student, under the Froebel sign, with Chicago riot police surrounding her. At the far right of this wall is Paulina Camacho's, Nicole Marroquin's, and Benito Juarez's high school students' banner. The students' names are Jasmine Anaya, Esteban Arriaga, Roberto Avalos, Esmeralda Avila, Janeth Ballesteros, Cindy Calderon, Elizabeth Cardona, Daniela Chavez, Alex Colunga, Cristian Diaz, Naomi Diaz, Brenda Estrella, Marilyn Flores, Irvin Ibarra, Ariela Gaitan, Jessica Gomez, Alexis Guerrero, Emily Guerrero, Adriana Guevara, Julissa Guyen, Samuel Hernandez, Ischel Harametli, Marcos Lara, Emily Lopez, Stephanie Lopez, Angela Martinez, Melissa Medina, Felicitas, Mojica Chavez, Denise Munoz, Brandon Navarrete, Pablo Padilla, Diana Pastener, Semay Ramirez, Janet Ramirez, Adolfo Reséndez, Azul Rodriguez, Janet Rodriguez, Grisel Sanchez, Heidi Sanchez, Nancy Sandoval, Lisbeth Villa, David Villanueva, and Jennifer Villanueva. Recovering the Legacy of Student Uprisings on the Lower West Side, made in 2019. It is an 8-foot tall by 5-foot wide white voile fabric hung from above with 52 small photo collages printed in black and titled throughout this transparent and flowy fabric. The photo collages contain alternative images of the Froebel School, Froebel and Harrison student yearbook photos, riot police, and images of soccer. A label reads, "Through an effort of rewriting history, Nicole Marroquin and Paulina Camacho co-organized a critical action research project with Benito Juarez High School students from 2015 to 2018. Creating artist-archivist interventions, the students illuminate and wrestle with questions of cultural identity and architecture, erased histories, and youth activism of Harrison and Froebel schools."